An ultralight single-engine aircraft is on a VFR cross-country flight in Class D airspace. It received a clearance from the local tower to cross the control zone at 3,000 feet. Less than 2 minutes later, an Avro 100 calls the tower, reporting established on ILS. It is approximately 800 feet above the ultralight. When the tower controller informs the Avro crew about the ultralight, they respond that they have traffic in sight. As the Avro is passing through 3,450 feet, it receives a TA against the ultralight. As it passes through 3,200 feet, it receives a climb RA. But based on visual acquisition, the Avro pilot is convinced that the ultralight is already above him. He decides to ignore the climb RA and continues the descent on the ILS. In reality, he was still 200 feet above the ultralight at a distance of 1.2 nautical miles. A few moments later, the Avro crosses the ultralight's altitude when the two aircraft are only 0.64 nautical miles apart. At the closest point of the approach, the spacing between the aircraft was just 0.07 nautical miles and 200 feet. To avoid this, pilots should never maneuver in the opposite sense to an RA. This is because visual assessment of traffic can be misleading. Judging distances in particular is difficult if the size of the other aircraft is unknown. And the attitude of a large aircraft at low altitude and low speed makes it hard to judge if it is climbing or descending. In addition, the traffic in visual contact may not be the threat that triggered the RA, especially in areas where aircraft without transponders may be operating. In those cases, an avoidance maneuver based on the wrong visual traffic could lead to collision with the real threat. In fact, making a maneuver that conflicts with the RA can increase the risk of collision in any situation. So always follow the RA promptly and accurately, unless doing so would jeopardize the safety of the aircraft. Learn more about TCAS RAs and visual acquisition on Skybury.